Hi, welcome back to another Vivid Unoya video. In this video, I'll be talking about my favorite movie and book of all time, Dune. So, obviously, I really enjoyed this movie. I read the book and it was extraordinary, and the 2021 movie is also impeccable. The 84 movie, not so much. The effects in this movie are also amazing, and every shot is beautiful. One thing that I would have wanted to be carried over from the book that wasn't was probably the subplot about Gurney not trusting Jessica and thinking that she was the traitor. Jai Hulud, also known as the Sandworms, were also very good in this movie. The design was really good, and apparently the throat was based on that of a beatboxer, which just proves how much thought went into the movie itself. The scene with the spice harvester and where the sandworm eats it is one of my favorite scenes ever in a movie. And the music is flawless. Now, I have read Dune and Dune Messiah, so I hope that they make a movie based on Dune 2, because that would be very good. I like the way that they did the voice in the movie. It's pretty cool. The casting in the movie was also pretty good. The prosthetics and makeup used for the Baron are also really good. The colors in the movie were brown and grey, but it is a movie taking place on a sand planet known as Arrakis, so that makes sense. I do know that some people didn't like this movie, but clearly they have probably not watched it or read the books. Some people say that it's boring, but I honestly don't think so. The ornithopters are pretty cool. I like their design and how there's types of them. They look like dragonflies. Anyway, the cinematography and editing in this movie was beyond amazing. All the shots that have already been shown in this video and the ones that are yet to come are amazing. I mean, look at this, it's absolutely beautiful. They also made the Baron scary, which is something the 80s movie failed in doing. Now, let's talk about the plot for a second. Well, some may consider it a bit stereotypical, but it is one of the first sci-fi movies of this type, I suppose, with the Chosen One and space planets and sandworms. It's actually what popularized things like that. So it follows Paul Atreides on the sand world of Arrakis, and there's an evil emperor and things like that. So yeah, it may sound like Star Wars, but Dune came first. Oh yeah, I do sometimes forget about the spin-off series they're doing called The Sisterhood. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it'll follow the Reverend Mother and the Bene Gesserit. They have very minor problems, but this isn't really with the movie, it's more so the marketing. They marketed Zendaya, or Johnny, as a really big, important character. And she is, but she's in the movie for like 10 minutes. The movie is only the first half of the book, but I think it could have stopped at the 2-year time jump in the movie. That would have been so much better. Instead, it ends after Paul kills Jarmus. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad ending, but it wasn't the greatest. It was quite abrupt, but yet again, I have seen more abrupt endings in this. The fight scenes in the movie were also pretty good, but it's not much of an action movie. While it isn't an action movie, it's still a very good and entertaining, ominous movie. Some may consider it slow. I personally do not. Like the book, it tries to keep you guessing, I suppose, all the way through. A scene that I really like is the Harkonnen attack, or the Harkonnen. They pronounce it differently in the movies. Baron is quite an ominous and pretty scary villain. I got scary-esque vibes from him in the books, but he's much more terrifying in the movie. There are a few things that I wish were in the movie, like Gurney playing the balisette, and at least Fedorotha being mentioned. I think Paider's name was said once. I would have also liked the subplot of Gurney distrusting Jessica, as I mentioned earlier. And I would have liked Dr. Yue to have a little bit more screen time. Like, you could add the scene where he and Jessica spoke outside of Paul's bedroom. The scene before the Hunter Seeker. So those are my thoughts on Dune 2021. Definitely a great movie. Watch it. Is it a masterpiece? Probably. Maybe not. But it is very certainly close. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the other things YouTubers say at the end of videos.